Hey mate, yeah. First off, thanks for fixing the MartyBoots channel, the MartyBoots summary channel. Yeah, it's looking great, and nice to see it working again. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Um, where are we now? Yeah, so I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, BICO and Sun. Yeah, I haven't looked at Sun in a while. Now, this is an interesting chart. There's a few things that I do find interesting about it. I mean, this pattern looks to be breaking out here. You know, it's a long, drawn out wedge pattern, and it does look to be breaking out. And a lot of these have broke out, and when they did break out, they ran quite a lot to the upside. So, and there's also this is market maker volume here, right? This is market makers have started to buy it down here, and they're probably long on this, which means they're kind of supporting the price. And you can see obviously the volume has picked up even afterwards as well. So the market makers may be behind this coin, and if market makers are behind a coin, it can help support upside momentum. Of course, we don't know if they've distributed into this move already. I highly doubt it. Most of them kind of seem to stick around a bit longer, and maybe they're buying here, waiting for an alt season. We don't know yet, but we can only speculate on it. The other thing I do like is this is a very nice bullish weekly candle, considering a lot of the market got hit hard this week and they were down. So there's a decent amount of relative strength here, and that's a bullish 2 week engulfing. Sorry, a bullish weekly candle. Let's just see the 2 week there. Yeah, so the 2 week is flipping green here. Now you know what I like to say. I mean, I don't prefer to buy up here like this. I do prefer to buy some sort of wick down on a new week, on a new 2 week, I should say here. So it's saying right now that the dips down in here look like good buying opportunities, right? And if we go back to a weekly here, somewhere down there, I don't know if it'll get down to the 50% range. Probably not. Like, it just looks strong, and the fact that it's relative strength. If the overall market bounces this week, well, the dip on this is probably not going to be that much, right? It's probably going to be a little small dip, maybe 38% of the way down here, and not down as far as the 50%. Maybe somewhere up there in the top half of here. See, here's a perfect example actually, but it dipped right down past the 50%. But the dip down in these are usually good buying opportunities. I just think because of the strength in it, and if the overall market does bounce this week after getting crushed there for a few days, there may be decent upside here into this white 100 moving average. The white 100 moving average is starting to compress. So I don't like to FOMO in at the top of these candles. I prefer to see some sort of dip and buy that dip down. I do like, however, that this is getting compression in these moving averages here, and often this can cause some sort of move up out of there, meaning there could be decent upside. If you like, say, you buy in the dip into that dip there, like even to the top of this candle here is a 30% bounce, 34% bounce. So worth watching on a new week if we get a dip down there. As you can see here, the 3 month chart has done exactly that, right? It gave a very nice candle, it gave a nice bottoming candle, and it got to move up, and the dip down into the 50% range was your buying opportunity. Now this is trying to pop up and flip green. If this does actually flip green and starts to run, well, it could have a nice move out of there, right? Because this is a very nice flat base. You can see the base there clear as day, and it's trying to break out of this base right now. So it is interesting. If it succeeds in breaking out, it could have a very big move. Will it succeed or not? Yeah, well, time will tell. We don't have a crystal ball, but this was distribution, and this move back up seems to be accumulation for trying to break up out of this base. So I just want to talk about Sun anyway. I think it had some sort of change in their tokenomics or something. When this happened. I don't like them when they do this. It's a practical thing for myself because look how long it takes me to scroll into a 3 month chart. This is a 3 month chart, and I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling to find it, just for the pain, the frustration of trying to find and zoom into it. I almost always skip past some. It's a coin that I know that they've done that, and I just don't even like looking at it because I've got to zoom in so much on it. So that's just my pet peeve on it, but that doesn't mean it can't go up. Again, it had a nice move up. You know what I'm going to say now. I know most people don't want to hear it, but there is a real possibility that we are forming doji candles here, right? Small candles. Now we may not, but I just see them in a lot of coins, and sometimes they might be a red candle, but it's a consolidation candle because Bitcoin's not looking very good. And then the next quarter we get them moves up, right? So I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's definitely happening yet, but I've said this in a few videos, and I'm not sure if you haven't been about actually, because we just give you access. But there is a real possibility that a lot of coins could be forming like a move up, and then this is a consolidation candle. So it might be a boring quarter for a few coins, but if we do get that, it's very bullish. It should be very bullish, and then later the market could get that move higher. Okay, so I'm just pointing that out. I'm not saying it's happening here on Sun, but there's a real possibility. But that would set the market up very well, very, very nice. As long as it's green on the month, there's a bullishness to this, and there's a possibility that this, I could be wrong on what I'm saying there with Sun, and this could have a second monthly candle to the upside, right? It's always possible, right? So as long as we're green here, there is that possibility, and you have to have a slight bullish bias as long as this is green. And if I just put a little line there, didn't manage to get it right, somewhere there. Well, we can see what happened. This is actually a very nice setup. When I look and see this 2-week candle, I do like this. Actually, I do like the inside bar, because an inside bar has already had time to consolidate. We've only 1 hour left before a new 2-week candle. So the inside bar, I would be looking for more upside here. It's definitely interesting. If we have a small dip down to fill this wick and then pops up and flips green, you have to be bullish on that. And it may not even go up that high. It may just want to come up and fill the top end of this bar above this here. Sometimes that's what happens, right? But is there a trade in that? Is there a buy in that? Can you make money with that? Of course. That's a 14% bounce just to there. It's a 10% bounce to up here. So I do think that there's something in it here. The dips down. It can be buys into that. Now, I don't know if you're short term, if you're looking to accumulate, if you didn't let me know anything, what your thoughts are, but it looks to me that there's something setting up here for at least a trade. Even a 10% bounce is, you can't sniff at 10%, it's great. But could this moon continue on past that? Of course, maybe it'll close up there, and if it closes up here, that's a very strong close, for example, and then the next 2-week candle could end up ripping to the upside even more. So I think for now the best thing to do is to focus on the entry point and not really the target. The entry point here is a dip down. If you can see a sort of pivot down into here. Now if I even flip into a 4-hour chart there, for example, and we can kind of take a look at it, well, this is actually getting even more interesting here, because there's a little bit of a sort of pressure cooker type pattern developing here, double prong there. So dips down into these moving averages can be buying opportunities, right? So if this has a failed bounce here and comes back down into here, well, what is down here? All these moving averages are down here, which should support the price, and then this could get that move higher. And there is sort of some targets there. Not a very strong move would come up and test this sort of level. That's a 10% bounce roughly area, and if it is stronger, it'll go higher than there. So I do like this for on a dip this week. I think it's worth watching. We've got supportive moving averages. We've got pressure cooker developing here, and then obviously what we talked about on those larger time frames.